Hello Bardians, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a fun one. We're starting a new series which will be added on to the Civilization 6. So instead of getting two Civilization 6 videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you will now be getting one Civilization video with another of our Adventurer Guild. Kind of like how we do Skyrim and Pathfinder Kingmaker, where you get one of each on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's what I was planning on with different games, but some games I couldn't get working. But I got this one to work, and I really am excited to get it to work because I've never actually fully completed this game. I've played it a lot, I think. Well, not like a lot. I've got only like 50 hours in it, I think. But I have had a lot of fun in it of what I've done. I do want to turn it down a little bit because it is loud in my ears. Turn that down, turn that down. Okay. So I am looking forward to all of that. I don't exactly remember how to play because it's been a couple months since I last played this game. Battle. Okay. Also, so how I usually play this is I go to custom and I make it extremely hard, and I turn on a ticker, which the ticker means after so long the enemies become harder and harder. But since this is a series, I'm probably just gonna keep this on normal because I've never actually played on normal or ran it through normal. When I first got it, I played it the first little bit on normal, and it was really not as hard as I wanted it, so I put it on very hard, and then I went to custom and I put on a ticker to make the monsters even harder. But for now, we're just gonna keep it normal. We're gonna keep the tutorial, not really going to Iron Man just in case something happens and the game crashes and we can't like reload. So let's just jump straight in. What this game is about is it is a tactical, like a turn-based RPG management game. Dear friend, it has been a long time, hasn't it? I always thought about writing to you, but I've never found the courage to do so. How ironic that my very first letter to you would also be my last, because by the time you receive this letter, I will already be dead. Friend, I have a favor I want to ask of you. It concerns the Adventurers Guild. It has been difficult these last couple of years. It shames me to admit that we have been struggling, and I'm afraid of what will become of the guild now that I'm gone. I feel that without the right leadership, it will cease to exist. That's why I want you to become the new guild master. I know it might be selfish of me to ask this of you, but I ask you as a friend. As someone who considered you family, please don't let our dream die. Former guildmaster of the Adventurer Guild and your old friend, Fran. One thing I do find unfortunate about this game is you can't name the Adventurer Guild, but that's fine. I do hear that when you reach the end, there's not really a like you can't keep playing afterwards, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I don't really know how long it takes to beat the game because I've played about 50 hours. I've had about 4 playthroughs, and I've never really gotten to mid game. So it shouldn't be much further from here. If we follow the road, we should be arriving at the guild in no time. Good to hear. This journey has been exhausting. You got us lost several times and we had to pretty much run from every encounter we come across. I don't know how to turn off that sound, but yeah, honestly, I'm surprised that we even survived this far. Yes, sorry about that, Guildmaster. We haven't been adventurers for long. Guildmaster, it's still weird hearing that. I guess we didn't really show our best side so far, did we? No, you didn't. Geez, we really didn't start off on the right foot with our future boss, did we? Time to butter up. I know we haven't been that great so far, but we're still young and learning. I'm sure we'll improve in no time under your leadership. Especially when you're such a handsome, I mean, pretty, good-looking person. Thank you, I guess. What was that stutter just now? I just noticed I can't tell if our guildmaster is a man or a woman. What are you talking about? Of course, it's see? You can't tell either, right? I have an idea. Guildmaster, I noticed we never called you by your name. I kind of feel bad about it. It makes everything so formal. Technically, I'm your boss, so that seems just right. Yes, of course. But it just doesn't seem right if we don't at least know your name. So could you tell us? No. Wait, no. Okay, I'm pushing the wrong keys. I'm using a bigger keyboard so that my mechanical keyboard isn't so loud. This one's much more quiet, so I'm not used to typing on such a big keyboard. So I guess there's no harm in that. It's Prism. Prism. Ah, I see. Of course. Of course. You still can't tell, can you? Nope. You think it'd be awkward to ask now? What do you think? For now, let's just keep rolling with it and avoid the use of pronouns. If you're done whispering, I have a suggestion to make. As you said, you're still capable of learning, but I do want to reach the guild in one piece, so here's my suggestion. For the remainder of the journey, let me take charge. I used to be an adventurer for more than half my lifetime, and I'm sure that I can bring the best out of you. I don't think any of us would have any issues with that. Good, then follow me. So, what were their names again? Pretty sure they told me. Also pretty sure they told me their life stories and traits, which is kind of weird to tell a stranger. Maybe I'll find that info on their character page, which is C. So there is a bunch of tutorials. I'm not going to read every single one. I'm the type of person that learns while playing. The basics, you move with ASD, and there's sneak attacks and everything. You move around here with your WASD. There's also enemies that move around like that. You go to character pages. Each individual character has traits. They're either negative or positive. So for example, Copper, he is a defender, which is kind of like a tank. He has a healthy body, which is really good for a tank with endurance growth, but he is clumsy, which minuses his accuracy and dodge, but it pluses his crit. But he's also a fast learner. I actually don't mind these traits. I also don't mind him. He's decent. And then you have Alice, who is a mage. There's also a biography. I'm not going to go over and read every single one of them. If you want to, you can pause the video and read them yourself when I'm going over the traits. So she's bright, so intelligence growth +1 intelligent, which is really good for a wizard. She's popular as well, so more likely to have positive relationship events with other characters. And she's eagle-eyed, which ups her accuracy, crit, and dexterity growth. She's actually really good. I like that. Then you have Chloe, our assassin type, so rogue. Basically you have tank, fighter, rogue, mage, and priest. She is dubious, so she's got dex growth, dex, willpower, and crit. She's also soldier trained, which ups her strength, endurance, and she's also a drunkard, which drops her accuracy, but it ups her bravery and willpower, but her wisdom gets dropped. I don't think rogue needs wisdom. Yeah, they need willpower and dex, which she has just fine of. Each level you get a percentage, and you randomly upgrade your stats based on your extra things, so you will see that once we level and everything. But those are the 3 that we have so far. There is a lot of reading in this game, so I hope you don't mind my voice since I don't think any of it is voice acted. So here is how you start. Oh no, bandits. No need to panic. Bandits really shouldn't scare you. They're like introductory enemies for adventurers. Why don't you come here and say that to my axe? Oh, they look pissed now. Guildmaster? No worries. I still think you can take them on. Let them come to you first and try to use the environment to your advantage. And then battle, it's really just the basic. You have an order of operations, which are turns. You have SP, which is mana. BP, which you can use for extra stuff that you can't really learn right now. And then you have your health. And then you also have like certain movements and everything. It would have been great if we could have put her in the little area there. We're actually going to get her over there. And then end turn is F. Our mage is gonna take the high ground. And then so she has magic missile, firebolt, earth, ice, and lightning. We're gonna probably use firebolt here, right? Oh, we can't hit anything with it. Oh, we can with lightning. Okay, we missed. Lovely. Also, there's a hit chance and everything like that. It's just like a D&D game, kind of like Pathfinder Kingmaker, where there's like dice rolls and everything. as well added into it. We're just going to attack. Now, mages are really, really good in this game. Let's get her over here. Okay. I swear, every game we play, I'm really good at missing. Oof. Them targeting my mage is not good. Also, you can die in this game. Like, your characters can die. This isn't good. I get you to run away. Thank you. And I will go over that once we get to the actual game part besides this. I'm pretty sure to backstab, all you need is people like in front of them and then you being behind them. Yeah, you do. Okay. So that kind of counts as like flanking or backstab for assassins, kind of like that. Nice. Also, you can name every single character. So what I'll probably do, if any of you want, if you comment down below that you want to be in here and you specify what class you want, I will put you in there and put your whatever name you want into it as well. So attribute checks, you clear out, clear this. We can use a shovel. Wait, this place here is full of resources we can collect. Collecting resources is an important part of adventuring. We can use them to make our own potions and equipment. So try to always collect the resources if possible. Sometimes you might not have enough space in your inventory, so try to prioritize what to bring back with you. So you have basic things like flowers and everything for alchemy potions. You have wood. And the wood helps with creating, I believe, like bows and stuff like that. Also, if this is loud, I apologize and we'll fix it for next video. I just won't know until I watch it back. Damn it, now we're getting attacked by wild monsters. Beware of that dire wolf. It's a quick feller, and I reckon that at your level you will have a hard time hitting it. Do you have any tips? I do. Believe in yourself. Any other tips? I'm being serious. I've seen you fight. You're all stronger than you think. Really? Yes. I've hardly seen anyone as talented as you lot. Now go out there. I'm sure you'll be able to defeat those monsters. Yes, Guildmaster. We will not disappoint you. They really bought that? This whole Guildmaster thing is going to be much easier than I thought. So this is what BP is. It's bravery. And bravery lets you pick things like heroic hits. It increases your accuracy of your next skill by 30. You have Beyond Limit, which increases your AP by X for this turn. You have heroic dodge, which increases your dodge ability. You have rush, which resets your movement. And then you have adrenaline, which lets you act first time in the next round. You don't want to use BP right away because it's very valuable. Because you also use BP if you're trying to escape. And there will be some times when you want to escape so your whole party doesn't get killed. Because then you'd have to recruit a whole new party and a whole new people. So kind of want to use that because yep, it does hit both. Knockback. Some skills allows you to push enemies away. Very simple. It's her rock ability, so if you use Earth Spike, it pushes them. Again, I don't want to bore you guys with all the tutorial because this game has a lot. I think I never read the tutorial when I played or when I've ever played, and one of my friends did before, and I think it took him like 30 minutes to an hour to read everything. That is how many rules and tutorial it is. It's very straightforward, especially if you've played games like this and if you've played turn-based games and everything like that. And I like playing games not looking at tutorials because it does make it harder, but it also is just how I play games, to be honest. Good work, everyone. At this point, you are all probably exhausted. We should camp now to get you some rest. It's important to always know when to take a break and recover. So, camping... So, yeah, see, look, there's a lot. So, there's, like, basics. You battle, bravery, death and bravery, height. So, height is if you're on a bigger platform, you deal more... It's more likely to hit. You deal more damage. So, I just, like, speedrun all these tutorials, actually, for you guys. So, also, if you're very high up, there's sometimes you can't hit him unless you have a ranged attack, stuff like that. Sneak attacks. I don't really know what triggers sneak attacks. So if another ally is engaged, so kind of like what I said, if you have an ally in front of the person or even like to the side and you move up behind them or to the side of them, it works as a sneak attack. Knockbacks are kind of like what I just said with the earth skill. You use it, it pushes them backwards. You can push them backwards into things. You can push them backwards into other creatures, causing damage to both. The attribute checks are just like any D&D game. You roll for it, and it goes off of like your stats, which I don't remember all the stats. I know it's like strength, athletics, I think, stuff like that. Camping. As you travel, you will run out of stamina and you'd want to camp, and that resets the stamina, because if you're running out of stamina, you move slower and you do less damage, I believe. Quests are very basic. You accept them. It's how your guild becomes bigger and how your characters get to level up. Ending a day, it's in the bottom right. We'll get to all that, actually. I won't spoil too much of that yet. Because we'll get to that once we finish this part. I don't think there's any more fighting. Oh, there is. Damn, there are even more bandits ahead and they're blocking the road. Does that mean we have to fight our way through? Not necessarily. Not everything has to end in a fight. We might have other options depending on the situation. Let's see what we can do. Ahead of the adventurers were a group of bandits blocking the road. It seemed like they were waiting for the next group of victims. The adventurers could see that the bandits slightly outnumbered them. A fight was therefore not in their best interest. The party remembered what their guildmaster said to them and started to think about alternate ways to get past them. So like this, you have strength, dex, intelligence. So, like if you have a mage, you want to do like pretend be bandits, you click that. She has an 8 modifier, you roll the dice. It rolls on 11. The difficulty is 12, so it's 11 plus 8, which is higher than 12, so it succeeds. Very basic if you know anything about D&D or Pathfinder or anything like that. Alice put forth the idea that we could masquerade as bandits and attempt to negotiate their way through. Since adventurers were often mistaken for bandits, there was a chance they could pull it off. After all, bandits wouldn't just rob other bandits, would they? The guildmaster shared the reservations, but the rest of the party seemed willing to give a plan a try. Together, they brazenly walked towards the bandits, their movements purposely rough and sketchy. At first, the bandits seemed wary of the approaching group, but Alice quickly diffused the tension by claiming they too were bandits. Alice played the role of a seasoned bandit rather convincingly and started to rant about the difficulties of their chosen lifestyle. To the guildmaster's surprise, the bandits readily agreed and shared their own complaints. Alice lightened the mood with a clever quip, and they all erupted into laughter. At one point during the conversation, emotions began to run high and everyone started crying for some inexplicable reason. One of the bandits spoke about his ailing grandmother, while another listed off the names of his 12 starving children. Alice in turn began to recount a sorrowful tale about her disapproving parents, leaving the guildmaster uncertain as to whether anything she said was actually true. The bandits and adventurers bid each other farewell and were allowed to pass. As they parted ways, Alice reassured the bandits that they were all capable of overcoming any obstacle in life, which moved the bandits to tears. Observing the emotional scene, the guildmaster remained silent, wondering if they had possibly hallucinated the encounter due to a head injury. And the following adventure gained plus 3 SP. So there's also things like that as well, as you can gain things or use a key here. Finally, the group reached their destination. In front of them stood a giant fortress. An old abandoned Empyrean Fortress that has been claimed by the Adventure Guild several years ago. It now acts as a base of operations for the Adventure Guild. In front of the fortress stands an old familiar face. Oh, so we got 400 XP. Shows everything you got, the valuables, the remaining loot. I think that's everything that I got, right? Yeah. And then it shows levels. Every party can only have a maximum of 6 members. Choose your members wisely so that they can deal with any situation. Also, with that 6 members, what it doesn't tell you is at the beginning, I think you can only have 4, and then you can slowly upgrade it to 5, and then finally 6. I've never had 6 members because I've never gotten far enough to unlock that. This person. Oh, great. It's her. This is Fiola, my friend's wife. She and I have an agreement. I can't stand her, she can't stand me. So you really came back, Prism? Fiola, I see you're still here. I was sure by now that you'd already be back in your swamp hut and brewing some children in an iron cauldron. Charming as ever, I see. I guess the only thing that grew older is your exterior. I still can't believe you will become the new guildmaster. What was my husband thinking? It's like a nightmare. You can help me get rid of mine by going back to the underworld you call home. And just leave the guild, which my husband has spent his life to raise, to somebody who I'm sure has done nothing worthwhile in the last 10 years? I think not. You wanna go? Okay. Try me. Whoa, there you two. We're here to greet the new guildmaster, not start a fight. And who are you? Hello, guildmaster. I'm Falcon, one of the instructors of the Adventuring Guild. I was asked by Fiola here to accompany her in this meeting, saying that it would be troublesome if the two of you were alone. But I didn't quite expect this. Prism and I share a history. Prism was a friend of my late husband, but the two of us never saw eye to eye. I was too afraid that your gaze would turn me into stone. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Besides, of course, from the ugly statue that would spoil the landscape. Geesh, no need to underline your relationship before me. Don't we actually have more important matters to discuss? For example, welcoming the new guildmaster of the Adventurer Guild. Congratulations. Although I have to admit that this won't be an easy position to be in. Fran's letter slightly hinted at it. How bad is it? I don't know how much you have heard, but the Adventurer Guild has been going downhill for some time now. We lost most of our reputation and contacts. All of our seasoned adventurers have left us. And there is not much gold left to keep the guild going. Honestly, it's a mess. That does sound bad. That's why you're here. The former guildmaster was certain that you can bring the Adventure Guild back on its feet. Where do we start? My suggestion would be to start recruiting new adventurers. You can usually find them in the tavern. How about we pay it a visit right now? So as you can tell, we don't get along with the other person here. So yeah. Also, this is where I was talking about the memorial. Visit those who have fallen. So for now, you have like all these names. But if someone in your guild dies, their name will appear here, and it will tell you how many days they survived. So that's a really cool thing. And also with the tutorial, what it was saying here, this is how you skip to the next day. Can I see? I cannot. Okay, I don't know how to get to the tutorial. Oh, there it is. So, where is it? Ending a day. So when you end a day, you click there. Some quests are on timers, some aren't. Also, if you run out of money, there's chances that your adventurers will leave. Also, if they are unhappy, they will leave as well. To level up, so occasionally they level up based on your quests and everything. These will be randomized, so based on your stat growths of your traits, there's more of a chance for like either strength to get +1, stuff like that. And you can re-roll as well one time in case you don't get a stat that you want to do, because you do need certain stats to upgrade and enhance your classes. The training ground, you go and talk to at the training ground, and they give you skills to learn. They also can level up recruits to like level 1, 2, and 3, stuff like that. They also are the way where you become new classes. Assignments are sub-quests basically, so you put people on assignments and you can't do quests with them, but they do get XP and also bonuses and stuff like that once they do them. relationships over time. So you want to have the same party playing with each other, because they will begin forming relationships, and as they form relationships, they have a higher chance of doing combo attacks and becoming better at fighting with each other. So you want them to have positive relationships. There can be negative relationships, so you do have to keep an eye on that. So if you have someone that is let's say someone that is like cocky, or they have I don't remember all the negative traits, but if someone is like motorist, I think might be one. But if you have it on with someone that is very like nice and stuff like that, they can form a negative relationship. Parties we won't really get to, because that isn't until way later. So let's go to the tavern. Hicks, can I have another one? You already had enough, you lightweight. What? Who are you calling a lightweight? I ain't drunk yet. Sure. Oh, hi Fiola, and hi Falcon. Is this... Hello Tabby, that's right, this is unfortunately the new guildmaster. Unfortunately? Don't mind them, just introduce yourself. Hello Guildmaster, I'm Tavi, and this tavern belongs to me. This is where all your adventurers go when they need to relax. If you think someone had a hard day, just send them to me and I'll make them drink until they're too intoxicated to even remember why they were sad in the first place. I would have phrased it differently, but yes, sometimes the former Guildmaster would buy drinks for adventurers to raise morale. It is actually quite efficient. My advice is to keep that tradition and occasionally buy a drink or two for the adventurers. But also, what they don't tell you is they can pick up the trait being a drunkard. So keep that in mind. Anything else I should keep in mind here? As I already said before, usually new adventurers who would like to join the guild will also arrive here. In the past, we would get adventurers from all over the world wanting to join us, many who have already made a name for themselves. Nowadays, however, the only people who come here are people who are too inexperienced and too weak to make it on their own. Hey, I heard that. So what? If you have a problem with that, then prove him wrong. That's what I thought. Anyway, we should start looking for adventurers here, at least enough to field a full party of 4 on a quest. Okay, got it. Hey, how about me? And he vomits. As I said, lightweight. So here, you come to the tavern and there's adventurers for hire. So you have like here where you can see he's a priest. You can see their traits. He is oblivious, so his dexterity and wisdom growth is down, which is not great for a priest, because a priest you want intelligence, wisdom, and willpower. So with oblivious, his wisdom drops. He has a healthy body, which ups his endurance, but also he has eccentric, which drops his endurance. So he is really, really bad. Emma is lazy, so her dex and initiative is down, but she's magically talented, and resilient. That's not horrible. So that bumps her intelligence and magic. Priest is, what was it? Intelligent and wisdom. Also, attributes, you can see stats as well, which is like physical, magic, accuracy, crits, dodge, how likely a character blocks a skill, initiative, and movement. And then you can see resistances to bleed, poison, mind, physical, holy, fire, earth, lightning, ice, dark. You can see empowerment. You can see the penetration and the attribute growth. So here is mostly what you want to see when you're recruiting, because as a priest, you can see that she does intelligent, wisdom, willpower. You can tell her willpower is a 75, her wisdom is a 75, and her intelligence is 105. So you know it's decent. As long as it's 75 or higher, it's not bad. Lazy hurts her dexterity, which you don't really need much of. Resilient ups her endurance, which isn't bad. The biggest thing with her is magically talented. Magically talented is really good, especially for mages or priests, because the extra SP. So I think I might recruit her. Let's go ahead and recruit Emma. So as you can see with him, if you look at attributes, it's really bad. 65, 75. Like he doesn't have anyone above 75. Let's go ahead and close that. Brad. Also, if there are like copycat names, I might change. I don't know yet. Now, this is interesting. I will actually show you a cool trait. So she is pretty, which means it increases the amount of BP gained through the adventure, and she's more likely to become a romance interest. So people in parties can become lovers, which bump their combos as well. She is greedy though, which means her rage is increased by 50%, but finds 20% more loot, so it's not bad. Her wisdom gets boosted, which is huge. She's pretty, and she's educated, which helps with intelligence. I am going to recruit her as well. Kellen, he is popular, kind, which is really good for priests, and educated. Those are really good traits, but he's an assassin, and they don't really help him much. Jasper is a warrior. They are strong, bright, and scarred. Hit points is down, but her bravery is up. I'm actually gonna say yes to you. Now, I'm not gonna recruit too many, but I do want a couple. Oh, there's also archers. I forgot about those. She is kind, magically, and bright. Now, there is a reason why I'm gonna say yes to her. Maybe. Actually. I don't know yet. Is there any reason to get an archer? He's boring, rational, and nimble. He's really bad in conversations and relationship events, but their dex is really, really high. It's what? Dex and wisdom. Wisdom is 95. I'm going to recruit you lastly. That is everyone we are going to recruit for now. So we have 7 people. Good, you found a group that is willing to work with you. Congratulations. It's much easier than having to deal with you. So what's next? Now that we have the adventures, we should be able to do quests again. But before we send the adventurers on their first quest for the Adventurer Guild, we should make some preparations. Usually the guild provides the adventurers with items for their adventures. A few potions, bandages, antidotes, and etc. Unfortunately, the guild currently has nothing in their inventory. And where do we get more? We still have a merchant here who is selling us his supplies, but he's a bit... I skipped that and didn't know what that said, my bad. I don't like how that sounds. Well, I guess it's time for you to meet Mikan. This is our supplier. His name is Mikan, a name I'm pretty sure is made up. It certainly is. I see we're already off to a great start. Care to explain? After the guild has started to lose its reputation, fewer and fewer merchants were willing to do business with us. That is my timer, but we will continue this a little bit more. Then suddenly, a very suspicious stranger appeared. That would be me. And he offered to become our supplier now that all the other merchants have cut their contact with us. He never showed us his face, never told us where he came from, or why he even wanted to support the Adventurer Guild. So all the red flags. But beggars can't be choosers, and you, my dear customers, are very much beggars right now. And I'm the philanthropist who is hoarding you up. So you're doing this out of generosity? Oh, no. The actual reason is completely different from that. And you're not going to tell us. Exactly. You're just as insightful as you look. I mean, even if I told you a reason, how could you possibly know I'm telling you the truth? For all you know, I could be a big, bad, evil guy, and this is all part of an unnecessary, elaborate plan to destroy everything you love and care about. Lighten up, Guildmaster. I'm joking, of course. I miss the old Guildmaster. He actually laughed when I told him that. Despite all of that, there was never any problem with the rares McCann brought to us. Quite the opposite, in fact. I guess we have no choice but to keep on relying on you then. Thank you, Guildmaster. You will not regret this. Oh, will you? Just kidding. And this is where you get all your items. I will want the talisman because that helps with priests. And then I will get the adventure manual to increase XP. A key of which legendary or lesser chest can be opened. A lot of keys. I think we'll go with 5 of those keys. We don't really need any of the other keys. I do want to get the mana and the health. I think some antidotes and some bandages would be good. Let's get one more antidote. And then like 2 shovels just in case. Okay. Oh. Now, there's still one place you also need to know of, the temple. Sometimes people get injured and need only time to heal, but time is a luxury we cannot always afford. Yes, unfortunately. But the temple can help us with that. How about we also give it a visit today? Before that, we will go ahead and save the game. Create new save. I'm just gonna name this YouTube. Accept. Okay. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed the beginning of this new series. If you did, leave a like down below. Also, comment in the comment section if you want your name put into this, and if you want to pick a class, go ahead. The beginning classes we have is Ranger, Rogue, Warrior, Tank. I forget the tank word, so I'm just gonna say tank. If you put it, I'll know what you mean. And Mage. And also subscribe in case you want to know when all the videos get released. Also, if there is a delay or anything, you will be let known as a subscriber. But I think that is all. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.